Hey, if you guys are tired of paying someone to clean your pool and you're looking for a more efficient way to do it yourself, well, I got something for you guys today. This is the new Scuba X1 from a company called Aiper, and I'm going to be putting it through its paces today to see if it will be able to replace the manual vacuum that I have and save me some time whenever I have to clean my pool by myself. So if you're into DIY, you want to vacuum your pool by yourself, you want to save some time, let's test out this vacuum and see if it lives up to its reputation. Let's get at it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, welcome, and to all my longtime subscribers, welcome back. Now if you guys are into DIY like me and you're tired of vacuuming your pool and doing it by yourself, or if you just want to get rid of your pool guy, or if you're just into technology like me, today we're diving into this product from Aiper. It's the new Scuba X1, which is one of their newest cordless robotic pool cleaners on the market. Now Aiper claims that this thing can handle floors, walls, and it can even do the water line with no cords, obviously. But the question is, does it really live up to the hype? Well, today we're going to be finding out. And I've tested this thing in my own pool. I'm going to be spilling all the details, including all the features, the app configuration, pros, cons, and whether it's worth the money or not. If you're new here, don't forget, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you guys don't miss out on any more DIY content and reviews like this one. Let's jump into it. Alright, let's start with the unboxing. So the Scuba X1 arrived in this sleek box, and to be honest, it already kind of feels a little bit premium. Once I started to open this thing up, it has everything in there that you guys would expect from a robotic vacuum, including an instruction manual, the power adapter, a retrieval hook, the charging base, and of course the cleaner itself. This thing weighs about 16 pounds, so it's not super light, but it's definitely manageable. The X1 is kind of like a glossy black with this turquoise and carbon fiber accents, which definitely gives it this modern, very kind of cool vibe. Now on the bottom of it, you've got dual roller brushes and caterpillar treads instead of the typical wheels, which basically helps it to navigate obstacles better and move around the pool more freely. Now there's also an LED button on the front of it that lights up, and it also allows you to navigate through the different modes on the X1. Now the X1 is charged by this charging stand, which pretty much just snaps together pretty easily and allows the charging cable to be plugged into the back of the stand, and it delivers the charge through these small little square pads on the base of the X1 and on the stand itself, and these pads just align together automatically once you drop the unit on the base. So first impressions, not bad. You know how it goes already. Looks definitely do not clean pools, performance does. So let's get into it. Let's drop this thing in the water and see if it holds up. All right, so let's talk about the features and setting this thing up. Now setting up the X1 is super easy. First thing you want to do is plug this in and let it charge for 3.5 to 4 hours. Once it's fully charged, this LED light will be solid green, and then you're ready to go, and it's good for up to 180 minutes of cleaning. Yeah, that's 3 hours. It definitely works. Now this is designed for in-ground and above ground pools for up to 2,150 square feet, so it's got some serious coverage. Now for me, of course, as a techie, the app was a big selling point. Now you connect this thing, it's super easy. Download the app and you connect it via Wi-Fi. You pick your cleaning modes and you can set up the style and size of your pool. You can check the battery status of your Aiper X1, and you can select the modes you want, whether it's floor mode, wall mode, waterline mode, which uses something that they call the Waveline 2.0 technology, which basically allows this Aiper to do a continuous 60-second scrub along the waterline of your entire pool. It also has a smart mode, which will basically do the entire pool, walls and all, and clean everything. The suction on this thing is also great. It's got 6,600 gallons per hour of suction power, and it can pick up everything in the pool in its 180 micron filter basket, from fine sand particles to small pebbles. And according to Aiper, in addition to the filter basket, it has an industry first nanoscale replaceable micro mesh ultra fine filter that cleans debris down to 3 microns. Whew, that was a mouthful. Try saying that fast 10 times. doubt it. Okay, anyway, I'll talk to you guys more about that ultrafine filter in a little bit. So one thing I want to tell you guys, so that you guys know first, is that because this app uses Bluetooth, it will not work when the cleaner is underwater. So what you have to do is select your modes first if you're going to use the app, and then set it and forget it. Once you drop it in, it will remember the last setting and it will use that. Or you can use the buttons on the front to toggle through your selections and you're good to go. Either way, it has two options for you to select whichever method you want, which is a plus in my book. And of course, having the app definitely feels next level, and it's definitely a plus for me. But anyway, enough about the features. I know you guys want to see this thing in action, so let's put this thing to the test. Now, my pool is about 1,500 square feet and it has some steps, a small bench, a tanning shelf, and right now, as it is today, it has a decent amount of dirt from all the trees that are around my property. I wanted to see how this thing ran straight out of the box, so all I did first was I selected the auto mode and I dropped the Scuba X1 in and let it do its thing. This thing moves smoothly underwater, and using the 4 Omnisense sensors that it had and the wave path technology, this thing was able to navigate the pool with ease. The X1 started out cleaning the walls and the water line, and this is where the waveline technology came into play. It was able to clean any of the floating substances like oil, algae, and it also scrubbed the walls from all the stains, which basically ensured that the pool is as clean as possible, and it reduced the need for surface skimming. And you know how much of a pain in the ass that can be. Now, the caterpillar treads were able to really grip the surface, and it was able to handle all the slopes of the wall, and they claim it can go up to 105 degrees without slipping. So of course, in my pool, climbing the walls is no big deal for it. It was also able to clean the steps and climb the steps with ease. The cool thing is, once it detected that it couldn't go anymore, it just basically, I don't know, put itself into reverse, glided backwards, and then just continued on its merry way. It was even able to get up on that little bench of mine and clean it without any problems. Now, once it was done with the walls and the steps, it moved on to the floor and tackled it, like a champ. Using its wave path technology and its S-path cleaning, it did its thing, sucking up sand and small leaves into the 3.5 liter debris basket. Now, one thing I noticed was with its obstacle avoidance ability while cleaning the floor, it was able to navigate my floor drain and floor jets as though they've never even existed. It could also auto-detect obstacles in its path up to 50 centimeters away, which basically will give it time to slow down and not bump into your walls and possibly damage the unit. Now, after one cycle, the cleaning was done. And if you guys remember what this looked like before, here is the after. And as you guys can see, the pool looked noticeably cleaner. All the leaves that were on the bottom of my pool were gone. It vacuumed them up, no problem. So now, once this thing was done, it was time to get this thing out of the pool and see what it collected. Now, getting this thing out of the pool was extremely easy as well. Once the X1 is done, it's going to pretty much dock itself near to a wall or the steps, and you can just use the provided hook, connect it to your skimmer pole, hook it on the handle, and bring it next to the edge and just pull it out. Now, once you have the X1 out of the pool, emptying the basket is easy as well. You just need to open up the lid, pull the basket out, and you can see just how much stuff the cleaner was able to get, including all the leaves and the fine debris that was at the bottom of the pool. Now, me personally, I like the fact that it has a replaceable micro mesh, and it's also integrated into the basket, and you can see how much it was able to trap. And cleaning the basket and the mesh was super easy as well. I was able to rinse the basket out and separate the filter from its little basket as well. Once I had everything separated, I was able to give them a quick rinse and then reassemble the micro filter, put it back into its basket, put the basket back inside the X1 and drop it back on the charger, and in another 3 to 4 hours it will be ready to go again. So what's the verdict? Let's break it down into pros and cons, and let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about the pros first. So now, this thing is cordless for one, which means obviously it's a game changer. No cords means no dragging or getting things tangled. The The cleaning power is a solid 6,600 gallons per hour. It has soft rubberized brushes, which means that it won't scratch or mar or mark your surface. This thing comes with 4 optical sensors. I don't know on here if you can see, but there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this thing. So with the 4 optical sensors, it means it has better obstacle avoidance and less chance for getting stuck. Another pro is that it has the WavePath technology for better accurate mapping of the pool, for better cleaning, and Aiper claims it has an industry first 3 micron replaceable microfilter. This thing also uses a wireless charging dock, which is good for a more efficient charging and storage option. Comes with a 2-year warranty, and last but not least, app control. The app adds convenience of selecting the cleaning modes and schedules, as well as it has alerts, reminders, and firmware updates for your cleaner. And not to mention, the design is sleek, simple, and easy to understand. And that's what you want as a DIYer, homeowner. You just want something that's easy and it will work and you don't have to worry about it. So now that we got most of the pros out of the way, let's talk about the cons. Now, the first con is manual retrieval. I know you guys are going to complain, why can't this thing get out of the pool and climb up on its own dock itself, charge it, and go about its merry way? Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in yet. So manual retrieval is the first con, but at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal. Just fish this thing out. You're already saving time by not having to manually vacuum your pool. The second con is the app won't work underwater, which most of these robot vacuums, since they're Bluetooth, the app will not work. However, you can get an accessory from Aiper, which is called the HydroCom Pro, which allows you to communicate with the X1 underwater. Not only does it allow you to communicate with the X1 underwater, but you can do a myriad of monitoring underwater. You can also retrieve this thing on the surface by a press of a button, and you can monitor your pH, TDS, the pool temperature, and a bunch of other stuff. The next con that I have is that it was not able to get onto my tanning shelf, which I kind of knew going in just based on some of the stuff that I've tested in the past. Now, the water on my tanning shelf varies between 4 to 6 inches, which is pretty shallow. But I was able to brush the debris from the tanning shelf into the pool just to have it vacuum everything and take all the debris that was in the pool. Now, when the water level is higher, like when I get a rainy day and the level is 8 inches or more, I'm pretty sure this thing will be able to climb up onto the tanning shelf. So if you have a really shallow tanning shelf, you might want to think about brushing your debris into the pool, or checking out some of their other products, which I'll talk to you guys about in a later video. Now, for the next con is the price. Now, this thing is not cheap. It's not expensive, but I guess it's all relative. Now, these things retail for about $14.99. Now, you can get it for $11.99 right now on their website. And if you use my affiliate links down below, you can get an additional discount. The next con is the recharge time. Now, this thing takes 3 to 4 hours to charge, which I guess you could look at it as a con, because it can be a hassle if your pool is huge and needs multiple cycles. You're going to have to charge it multiple times. But in my case, it was able to clean it in one cycle and it did a really good job. So compared to corded models, this thing is obviously not as powerful because it's not connected to a vacuum, but you do have the freedom of no cords, which might be worth it for you. But overall, this thing is a strong mid to high end option for hassle-free pool maintenance. Alright guys, so listen, if you guys are in the market for a solid robotic pool cleaner, then the Aiper Scuba X1 is definitely a solid pick. If you guys want a cordless, smart pool cleaner that handles the basics, then you're definitely in the right ballpark. Now, it's not flawless, but it's definitely made my pool life easier, and in my book, that's definitely a win. Would I recommend it? Yes, especially if you hate cords and you love techie gadgets. It is definitely in a competitive price range with the other mid-range, mid-tier robots. And if you want to shell out a bit more for the accessories, it will probably beat any other vacuum in that class. Now, if you guys enjoyed the review, please don't forget, give me a big thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, helps it grow. And don't forget to subscribe. I have more pool videos, DIY videos coming out and reviews, and it's coming your way, especially with Aiper's other pool products. So check them out. They should be popping up somewhere around here. And drop a comment below. Do you guys use a pool cleaner? And if so, which one? And do you like it? With that said, thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.